The Toyota-Mazda partnership when it comes to the Mazda 2 has now changed. It has emerged. It is now much more of a remix rather than a rebadge. There are new specs, there's a new face. So let's have a look at the brand new, more diverse Mazda 2 Hybrid. Standard specification now includes dynamic radar-guided cruise control, climate control, air conditioning, loads of safety features like high beam assist, and much, much more. Let's start with the interior. While the previous Mazda 2 Hybrid was not lacking in any features, there was a slight sense of clutter with buttons spread all over the dash, but now it's much more sleek. And rather than the screen just looking like it was plonked there, it now looks integrated into the dashboard, which makes it feel a lot more of a quality product. The dash layout will be familiar. But again, it's all about the little improvements and refinements. Safety-wise, it is a 5-star Euro NCAP safety rating, which is incredible considering the car's size and how difficult those tests are nowadays. Some wizardry going on for sure. It's not actually a plug-in hybrid system. It's a self-charging hybrid, so you don't have to plug it in at night or anything like that at all. You get the same 1.5 cylinder as the previous car, with tweaks to the hybrid and ECU. And there are several driving modes to choose from. Normal mode provides an optimal balance of fuel economy and quietness, and dynamic performance suitable for normal driving. Power mode, when extra power is needed. This mode controls the hybrid system so that it works to provide quick and powerful acceleration. And then there's eco mode to help you preserve the most amount of fuel in your car. It will help with controlling the operation of the air conditioning systems and other bits and pieces to make sure that your drive will last as long as possible and go that extra mile. A pun intended. And then there's EV mode that forces the car into full, only use the EV part of it kind of a mode, I guess. The electric range is only limited to somewhere around 0.6 of a mile as long as it's got a healthy amount of juice in the EV, and it will be disabled going above 30 miles an hour. So it's strictly for town driving, but that does mean that you're basically not using any fuel when you stop starting, which is the worst time for fuel. As mentioned before, there's a lot more stuff as standard on these cars. You get things like automatic high beam assist as standard no matter which of the specifications you choose now. This detects oncoming vehicles and dips between high and low beams to make sure that you're not blinding the traffic coming on towards you. It does make the drive lazier, but in a good way, because you can now enjoy the drive a little bit more. And this car does feel a little bit more sprightly and a little bit more lively than it did before as well. We'll get to the drive at the end, because despite this car having a lot of the same underpinnings as it had before, it's definitely more lively. I've driven a lot of the Mazda 2 Hybrid. Whenever I go between different manufacturers, it tends to be the thing I pick because of its fantastic fuel economy. And I'm happy to say that this one is probably going to be much the same in the fuel economy department, because this car is driven by one of our more heavy-footed individuals, and it's still doing 66.1 miles to the gallon currently, which is very, very good indeed. And the seats have also retained their comfiness. Despite it being a small car, it really is rather comfy. I've got a few shoulder and back problems, and this car doesn't set it off, and neither did the previous one, to be fair, either. The fact that you now also get dynamic radar-guided cruise control across the whole range of cars, all the way from the bottom to the top, really is a welcome addition. I do love radar cruise on longer journeys, especially on the motorways. For those who don't know what radar-guided cruise control is, let me just do a quick explanation for everybody in the know, then make a cup of tea. In normal cruise control, you set the speed that you want the car to go. The car will maintain that speed. Seems fairly simple. Dynamic, adaptive, or radar cruise, they're all different words for essentially the same thing. We'll do something slightly different. You set the speed like you would do in normal cruise control, but then you also set a distance from the car in front. And then the car will retain that distance. So if you set it at, say, 5 meters, then if the car in front slows down, you'll slow down, and you'll stay with that 5 meter distance. It speeds up, you speed up to the speed that you've set. Essentially, the car is taking over the accelerator for you. Now let's talk about the engine a little bit more, shall we? It's pretty much the same 1.5 three-cylinder engine you got in the previous Mazda 2 Hybrid. Although, as I said before, it does feel like it's got a little bit more pep in it. It produces 116 PS and does 0 to 60 in 9.7 seconds. But here's the big question though, does it actually do it in 9.7 seconds? Let's find out. Okay, so here we are at 0. We're going to turn off the air conditioning because that always helps, as you know, and we're in power mode, so countdown start now, I guess, and that's 20, that's 30, that's 40, that's 50, and that's 60. So there you go. A little bit faster than we thought, eh? Or a little bit faster than you thought, Mazda. The car also has a WLTP of 67.3 to 74.3 miles to the gallon and produces less than 100 grams per kilometre of CO2, 98 to 87. And if you're enjoying the video thus far, don't forget to leave a like on the video, subscribe, it helps, and it's free. You can unsubscribe anytime if you want to, and it's free to like too, and it really does help, so thank you. When it comes to specifications, things, as mentioned earlier, have moved up in the world, especially considering the price. The price at launch for the Mazda 2 Hybrid starts from £24,130, but if you want to see the latest deals and offers, check the link in the video description and you can find those there. For that £24,130 at the time of filming, you get 15-inch alloy wheels, gloss black, electrically adjustable heated door mirrors, you get automatic high beams, coming home lights, dust sensing headlights, LED daytime running lights, LED rear combination lights. You get a gloss black rear roof spoiler, a reversing camera, which is of pretty good quality, I must say. You also get automatic rain sensing wipers as standard too. So there's a lot of automatic standard stuff as standard. You get an electric parking brake with auto holds too, a leather-wrapped steering wheel, DAB radio with 6 speakers, and now USB Type-C, which is great. So nice to see most cars coming with USB Type-C these days. And it clearly indicates which one's the charging one too. You get climate control, air conditioning, an adjustable speed limiter, a 9-inch color center screen display, Bluetooth wireless CarPlay, and Android Auto as well. As mentioned, dynamic radar guided cruise control, electric windows, and EV drive mode. It's all here on the standard specification. There's also a plethora of standard safety equipment, as you would expect with any sort of Mazda or Toyota for that matter of fact. Driver attention alert, you get e-call obviously, hill start assist, not that you would really need it with your auto hold and stuff, but it's nice to know that it's still there. You get center lane departure warning alert, traffic sign alert, there's a lot of alerts, pre-collision warning alert. You also get vehicle sway warning, which is not something I've seen in such a small car. I wouldn't personally tow with this car, not a caravan anyway, maybe a trailer, but that's on there too, so that's nice. But you can upgrade to the exclusive line, which is the next in the list. That'll give you 16-inch alloy wheels, auto power folding door mirrors, front and rear parking sensors, a push-button start, blind spot monitoring, and smart keyless entry as well. And then you get to the Homura, which is kind of near the top, not quite. The Homura adds 17-inch alloy wheels, rear body-coloured bumpers, gloss black lower mouldings, full LED headlights, LED daytime running lights, LED front fog lights, welcome lights, LED rear combination lights with LED indicators, and privacy glass too. You get a 7-inch digital gauge cluster. You get an auto-dimming rear view mirror. You get a pleather or synthetic leather / cloth trim for the seats. You also get QI wireless charging, black roof lining, ambient lighting, auto rear cross traffic braking, a few more safety features as well. There's a lot of stuff, but there is one more spec, the Homura Plus, which means you get everything already mentioned, but you also get a 12.3-inch digital customized gauge cluster in front of you. You get a 10.5-inch color touchscreen display in the center. You get satellite navigation, voice recognition, and a windscreen projected head-up display, which can only make the drive even more fun. And then we come to the drive. Now, the last one, while it was quite fun to drive, didn't feel quite as immediate as this car. You put your foot down and things happen a little bit more immediately. And the balance feels better too, especially in the corners. It's quite a bit more responsive. Sorry, cameraman. It's quite a bit more responsive than the previous model. Again, not that the previous model was bad, but you kind of, as I've driven the other one so much, I'm quite acclimatized to the way it drives. And this one does feel, it does feel improved. We know that Mazda can set up a really well-handling car, and we know that Toyota can too with their GR line that they've got going on at the moment. Of course, there's the 86 and the GR Yaris, and then there's the GR Corolla in other countries as well. And they are very well loved. So it's nice to see all of that engineering is now trickling down. Here we go, corner time into something a little bit more affordable. Oh, that's the national speed limit sign. Fantastic. It really hugs the road so unbelievably well. Oh, and it wants to push out a line just a little bit. It's like, oh, go on, you can push it me a little bit harder. Nice. If you want to come and drive it, then don't forget to give us a ring or an email. Like I said before, don't forget to like the video or subscribe if you enjoyed yourself here today. And we'll see you soon. Thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye.